I'd love to do a quick roundtable on, if everyone wants to share their thoughts on COVID and, kind of this, everyone's calling it the new normal. I don't really necessarily like that, but there's huge changes that are going on with healthcare, with, being able to, do virtual appointments and all sorts of stuff with the health and wellness, as well as, selling online, which I think Ross can take into account with, products and different things like that, and e-commerce being a huge part of this as well. So I don't know, whoever wants to kick it off, if Sarah, you want to start again, and we can go around and you guys can share your thoughts on kind of the current industry situation.
Yeah, I feel like COVID has really accelerated digitizing healthcare, and it really encouraged people to start to see their providers virtually. And I think that now that patients are used to seeing their doctors and their therapists and their other healthcare providers virtually, they don't have to drive, they don't have to pay for parking, they don't have to take a huge chunk of time out of their day anymore. I think a lot of patients are going to continue to really preference having virtual visits, and I think that virtual visits are going to be the new norm. Our electronic healthcare record comes out with reports quite often, and it said that behavioral health usage has been up 25% ever since COVID. So I also think that this has also jump-started people wanting to work more on their mental health, and now that they're seeing therapists virtually and they're seeing benefits, that they're not going to want to go back.
Yeah, and I think too, you have to look at the demographics of the patient. So as you look at maybe Gen X, boomers, seniors, they're more apt to establish a relationship with their primary care. And statistically, millennials don't return 53% of the time to their primary care after the first visit. So we're looking at a convenience model for certain types of care situations that's really important from a telehealth perspective, to have those visits in place to establish or reestablish trust with the physician community and the care team community. And essentially, healthcare has to meet the patient where they're at, and that's digital, in their homes, in remote. And they haven't done that successfully in the past. And COVID, although telehealth was trending up to COVID, COVID has really forced the issue for the industry to respond.
I'll just talk a little bit about how COVID affected the restaurant world. I'll tell you that, when you have a global pandemic like COVID, the restaurant industry really took a beating. I mean, just in-store traffic significantly decreased. People are, quarantined in their homes, especially in New York City, where the rate of COVID is rampant. Now it's more under control. But when COVID first hit, our in-store traffic in our stores, at first, it spiked, it went up, because we're a health and wellness company, and part of our products are based on immunity. We even have these shots called immunity shots. People came in droves, started buying those shots and our cold pressed juice. And so we received an immediate spike in our business, and it went up. But then what started to happen is our in-store traffic significantly decreased. And so when something like this happens as a business owner, the most important thing is flexibility. It's your ability to pivot. And so what we did is, first we realized that what we need to focus on and really dial in on is our online sales, our delivery business. And what we noticed is that we started focusing on it, our delivery business doubled. Our regulars started ordering from their homes, and we're obviously on all the delivery platforms, Seamless, DoorDash, Uber Eats. The total delivery sales completely doubled. But the problem that you have with these delivery sales is the commissions to these delivery platforms are significantly high. It can be anywhere from 20 to 30% commissions. So normally with delivery sales being 15% of our business, when it jumped to 30, 35% of business, that takes a significant chunk away from profit with those high commissions. So what we did was we started working very closely with our point of sale system, and we use Square, their SQ on the New York Stock Exchange, a large company. And we're a company that's growing fast, so we're working with some of their top product specialists. And they launched, sure enough, the timing was perfect. They launched a new online store. And the online store is really interesting for us because it completely eliminates delivery commissions. And the way it works is we direct all of our delivery regulars to our website. Our guests can choose which location they want to order from. And after they place their orders, Square actually creates a bidding war between the delivery couriers. So right now they're using Postmates and DoorDash, and it's a pass-through for the delivery fee. So the online customer is paying anywhere from $3, $4. We capped it at $4.99. And it completely changed the game for us, completely eliminated the delivery commissions. And so our delivery sales completely skyrocketed. The other interesting thing is that whenever something like this happens, there's always opportunities. The biggest opportunities for a company like us is in the real estate market. When you look at commercial real estate, the commercial real estate market has completely softened. Unfortunately, the grim reality is that there are a lot of businesses that are not going to reopen as a result of COVID. And that creates opportunity for companies that are looking to grow. So for us, the ideal type of commercial real estate is what we call them second generation locations. These are locations that for us were former cafes, were former juice bars, were former quick serve restaurants. And that used to be pre-COVID very rare. Right now with COVID, there's a high availability of these types of second generation pre-built locations. And so we're scouring every major city right now to identify 500 to 1,000 square foot locations. That's what we look for to find these pre-built locations that saves us in all of the hard costs of our build out. So with COVID, certainly in-store traffic is down as a result, but we compensated that with delivery. And now what we're doing is we're really trying to leverage the softening of the commercial real estate market right now to fuel our growth and find these pre-built locations. You know, landlords are willing to give amazing deals right now. And so now it's really a great time for companies to expand. And so I think with any business, the ability to pivot, the ability to be flexible is extremely important to get through times like this and find those opportunities.
Yeah, Michael, and if I can jump back in here real quick.
Go for it.
Something that's very important in forefront right now is the inequality and injustice movement, not just throughout the United States, but globally. And what seems clear in COVID is painting a very clear definition picture on our healthcare system. But what seems clear is that American minority patients are often overrepresented among sufferers of major diseases prevalent in the American population, but underrepresented in clinical trials that inform the safe and effective use of drug treatments. And we have to look at this very seriously because drugs through the FDA are approved and prescribed for serious illnesses that affect all with the assumption of safety and effectiveness for diverse groups. And yet the drugs are proven safe and effective for only a majority of patients or a subset of patients. So they're being addressed for the majority patient population, not the minority, or the majority, not the minority. So some statistics around this is that data from the FDA across 40 states that collects race and ethnic data shows that the white American population is dying from COVID at a rate of 22.7%, or 22.7 per 100,000 in the population, whereas the African American die at a rate of 54.6 per 100,000. Now the Hispanic and the Asian community are more than the white American community, respectively at 24 point each. But then you have to look at also the Native Americans. And for example, in New Mexico, they die from COVID disease at a rate that is 8 times that of the white population. So it's really exposing the disparities in healthcare and the medication that's being tested to help treat and cure a person. So it's very important to understand what's going on here on a large scale.